Hi, everyone. Welcome to Domain Sherpa. We've got an awesome Domain Sherpa review for everybody today. We've got Ammar, Andrew Miller, Shane, and Drew on the show. And you know how it goes by now. We start by playing the domain game where the Sherpas mention a domain they recently bought or sold, and the other Sherpas try and guess the price. Today's domains include blinder.io, OpenSwim.com, Temptation.com, DaoX.com, and Teeny.com. We also discuss a bunch of names coming up for auction on NameJet, including domains like TaxSoftware.com, TravelAmerica.com, WealthSecrets.com, and Woha.com. We got you all in check. So sit back and relax and enjoy all of this and more here on Domain Sherpa, where all roads lead to domains. What's up, Sherpa Network? Thank you for tuning in today. My name is Jonathan Tenenbaum, aka JT, aka Jay On, and I am the host and producer of Domain Sherpa, where all roads lead to domains. Today's show is a Domain Sherpa review where we get into the minds of successful domain investors using real examples so we can learn strategies and tactics to become more successful domain investors ourselves. These are the experts. There are now 4 segments to a Domain Sherpa review. We start with the grand opening. That's where I intro all the Sherpas, see what's going on with them, talk about some related items. We got segment 2, which is the domain game. That's where we hear about what the Sherpas recently bought or sold. Everybody guesses the buy and sell price, and eventually we give out prizes to the winner. Segment 3 is NameJet and a Jet. Shout out to our friends at NameJet. And that's where we review a list of domains coming up for auction, see what the Sherpas like, what they don't like, which ones they might think would be a good investment, which ones they might tell you to avoid. And then last but not least, we close with segment 4, which is grand closing. And that's where we discuss anything we haven't already talked about going on in the domain space, looking at the market trends, current events, allowing the guests to mention, promote something, anything they want to talk about that we haven't already discussed. Usually we've already covered a lot of ground by then. Segment 4 is usually the quickest one. Anyway, so with that, we actually just released the Domain Sherpa review today, which as of the time this show airs will have been 2 days ago. So that we're going back to back with Domain Sherpa reviews, a lot of domain content for you domain maxis out there for our core audience. You know, we're definitely trying to make sure that we keep you all happy with a lot of really, really good domain content. So if you haven't checked that out, definitely go check that out. That's sitting there and, on the podcast list or on the Domain Sherpa site. And so all good stuff. And we're coming up on what we think is a really great time for domains in the year. We're coming up on the close of the year, which is usually extremely active, a lot of really good buying and selling happening. And just a lot of cool stuff in general. So with that, let me go ahead and introduce the Sherpas. I'm going to start over to my right. I got my man, Ammar Kubba, a.k.a. King Kubba, a.k.a. Danny Ocean, a.k.a. the Great Gatsby. What's up, dude?
What's going on? Good to see y'all.
Don't chase an unworthy dream. You know what I'm saying? Get it. So I'm not going to go through and give everybody's bios. Y'all have been on the show enough that it's like, if you don't know, look it up. Google, get on Twitter. Everybody's on Twitter. We're doing our thing. But Ammar is the homie and always happy to have him on the show. So welcome, bud. It's good to see you.
Thank you.
All right. Continuing to go around the room, we got my boy Shane Culture, a.k.a. Sugar Shane, a.k.a. Honey Shane, a.k.a. Mike Rowe. If you haven't checked out his most recent NFT, the Colonel White and Fur Honey, definitely go on OpenSea and check it out. But they're all sold out, right? I mean, at this point.
They sold out in the first day, but we've got more. We got, again, that's another project. It's going to be a pretty cool caterpillar, butterfly, honeybee.
Yeah.
Making honeycoat tokens. So.
I love it. So the Colonel White and Fur thrown off. I think all of us own one probably on here. Shoot me an offer. Maybe I'll consider it. You know what I mean? But you got to come with you got to come with a heavy ETH offer if you want me to give up my Colonel White and Fur with the Cobra.
It's a bonus too, because you got the honey. No matter what, you got a $300 bottle of honey. So if somebody's eating it, Drew's mom's eating it right now saying, "Thank you, son."
Sure is.
Thank you, son.
There we go. Wait, let's just, for the benefit of the audience, I think
Can we get this under the unboxing category on
YouTube? That's right.
Unboxing will put me up there with those kids that make like $10 million a year, like opening toys and stuff.
And if you don't learn anything about domaining, let me teach you about something about wax. When you melt it, don't get water in the wax or it pops like popcorn and gets all over the kitchen.
Oh, wow. That's an interesting tip. That's a good tip, man. I like that a lot.
I had no idea. I got a little water in it and it went bam. And I got orange coating over the refrigerator, the stove. It took
Oh,
me
man.
took me 1 hour to put wax on the bottles and 3 hours to clean up. It was ridiculous.
Well, it's
not
the
my
tops are
forte.
amazing. I don't think I'm ever going to actually eat the honey, but Drew made the point on one of the shows that honey keeps for what, like years, right? I mean,
They eat 2,000
like
honey,
centuries. Yeah, centuries.
oh man, so centuries from now, they're going to be, they'll be wiping they'll be putting the
They
current
may
white
not know what
fur on
an
some.
NFT is, but they'll be eating the honey.
Exactly.
Bury it under Drew's olive tree.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Oh yeah.
That's
All right,
great.
cool. Well, that's what's up. Welcome, Shane, as usual. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
All right, keeping it around the room. We got my boy Andrew Miller, actually down that way. Andrew Miller, aka Ace Rothstein. So Ace Miller. I might just start calling you Ace Miller, man. You know what I'm saying? And aka
can
Bill
go with that.
Belichick. Ace Miller, man. Ace Andrew Miller. That's the move from now on. Anyway, big investor, entrepreneur, advisor. Again, I'm not going to go through big old, kind of bio, but I think just a couple of names that, I think are worth mentioning: universal.com, candy.com, home.com, walk.com. If you're into that sort of thing, you know what I mean? If you're into big times, super premium domain names. And that is just the tip of the iceberg. But so yeah, man, what's good? And we got a show coming up in a couple, about a week or two on Daily Fantasy, where we're going to have Miller and some special guests.
Quite a cast of characters.
I'm
Quite
really
a cast
excited
of
about that.
characters.
That's going to be in that rabbit hole category. So, but it will be a non-NFT, but it'll be daily fantasy, and which I'm excited. I'm in a bunch of fantasy leagues. As everybody knows, I won the Domain Investor Fantasy Football League. I'm the current, and that's Shane's league. I'm the current trophy holder, and I'm sitting at 5-2, I think, right now.
That's just because I'm not in it.
Well, we got to get you in the league. That's what I'm thinking. Like, you got to get up in it, man. Although I don't want that extra competition.
The worst person, and that's me. So I'll be the one that leads for you to come in.
I just beat Shane last night. Like I think I beat Shane by 100 this week.
I put a team up of the cheerleaders, not even football players. It was ridiculous. Just ridiculous.
Hey, man.
By the way, speaking of candy.com, I don't know if you guys saw it. It was
another series.
Anyone who watched the World Series the ALCS, at least Red Sox disaster is meltdown game 6, prime time candy.com promotion on throughout the nationally televised baseball playoffs as they kind of kicked off their website and their NFT platform. Pretty cool to be, been there before. It's not the first time, but pretty cool to be seeing, a domain you were recently involved with on jumping out on national TV. Literally within, before I could even grab it and rewind and record it, I got a text from Amanda. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Which was cool. So.
Well, no, I mean, and that's the thing. Look, and we're domain nerds at heart, and so we love to, not just doing the deals, buying and selling, but like when we actually see domains, that we're involved with being utilized at such a high level, it's like, that's the whole point, right? So it's like when you're involved in those kind of deals and the usage is there and the visibility is there, it's like, that's why we do what we do. It's like we're working through the pieces of the chain to make those things happen. And,
I think I've got the apex though. I sold prime.com to Amazon. It's like, that thing's getting hit on about 100 million.
You want me to go get do you want me to go get the ruler? Is that what we're about to do? We got
I don't think
we get the ruler out.
I think Amazon Prime is pretty much its own nation, man. I don't think anything tops.
I
don't think anything
country.
tops Amazon Prime.
Wow.
So,
but anyway, that's a good segue to allow me to introduce.
And candy.com is just such an amazing brand, particularly because you get it outside the candy industry, right? Like taking a name like candy.com and turning it into an actual brand, not utilizing it for its generic nature, is just such a money.
And when we're talking about the guys who we're talking about behind that project and the 3 or 4 mega names, right? I mean,
bangers.
They really don't sell candy? I haven't been to it. They don't sell.
It's NFT. It's MLB's. It's an NFT platform.
It's Gary V.
Well, it's Fanatics. Are you kidding? Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. I have never.
Oh, I thought you were playing around. I'm like, oh, you got Miller actually explaining it. But yeah, it's an NFT platform, man, and it's Fanatics.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
it's Fanatics is behind it. It's Fanatics property. So Michael Rubin and Fanatics, but they got Gary V's involved and Novacrats from Galaxy, the whole crew.
Yeah.
So
and they just recently announced the deal with MLB to do basically like kind of their version of Top Shots, I think is sort of
I saw that on a Twitter ad, but I don't think it said Candy as the link. It just said, hey, we're coming out. Maybe it did. I didn't.
Anyway, so Drew jumping in to say mine's bigger than yours is a good segue to me introducing him on the show. So as usual, I'm like, which way do I got to point? The man, the myth, the legend, Andrew Rosner, aka Morpheus, aka John Galt, aka the Dirk Diggler. Domain name. See, this is you walked into it, man. You basically said that's what it is.
Maybe we should call him Ruler.
Yeah, he's Slick Rick the Ruler. That's what he is, man. So anyway, so look, everybody knows who Drew is, but so I'm gonna leave it at that. But what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Well, you want to tell us about anything else? You want anyone else say anything that triggered you to have to be like, look, let me tell you what the fuck is up? I'm just playing, man. It's all good.
No, all good. Just doing things. That's
doing some things. And I'm just giving you a hard time. Don't fire me.
Playing with some domains, playing with some monkeys,
Oh yeah, we're not going to get into our NFT stuff, but man, there's some exciting things happening there. But we got a rabbit hole we're going to do in 2 days. So we'll see what we can tease out with some of that there. But definitely a lot of great stuff happening all over the place. And like I said, I think that,
just made a really exciting domain deal, but I literally just checked this second. That's what I was just typing away. I just wanted to see if they had updated it, but they haven't. That's why I can't disclose it yet.
Yeah. I mean, well, we've had some pretty, these last couple of weeks have been pretty solid and, to say the least, but, I mentioned this on the show that we just published today, but, this is this time of year is like, this is like,
this is it. This is where you make, this is where you make your year.
We come off the, sort of the slower summer and, things just start really popping. And, these next 2 months are going to be, it's already happening. It's a lot of fun. So, we're busy and then you throw in the other stuff that we got going on. It's all good stuff. So anyway, so those are the guests. That is segment 1. And with that, we're going to go ahead and jump into segment 2. But before we do, we'll go to commercial really quick. Big shout out to our sponsors, Media Options, which is us. So I guess, that's like, it is what it is, but also shouting out Dan.com, who we've recently brought on as a marquee sponsor as part of our integration with Dan.com platform. Now we've got Media Options doing the brokering of leads that come in through the Dan.com platform. That's starting to really pick up some momentum too. I see my inbox is starting to fill up with a lot of that stuff that I see that activity. Super excited about that. Love the folks at Dan, Reza, and team. And so with that, we'll go ahead and jump to commercial. And then when we come back, we'll be here on Domain Sherpa, where all roads lead to domains.
Media Options is the industry's leading domain broker specializing in domain acquisitions, high-value domain sales, and domain name consultation. As pioneers and thought leaders on the subject of the domain aftermarket and domain name value, plus through their clear domain acquisition service, Media Options offers startups and established corporations an unparalleled scope of high-value domain options, providing access to domain names and curation technologies not available elsewhere. Media Options believes in the power of a great domain name and is dedicated to helping you obtain yours. Call or email today to put a domain to work for you.
Welcome back, everybody. We're here on Domain Sherpa, where all roads lead to domains. We are about to slide into segment 2, which is the domain game. I actually almost got confused and said name check in a jet, but this is the domain game. This is where the Sherpas will detail purchase or sale that they recently made. The other Sherpas are going to guess the price. We keep score, and then the winner will get some Domain Sherpa Media Options swag. So, in fact, I think Miller, I think I still owe you yours. I know. I owe Shane. Shane just
owe me a whole wardrobe.
So I got to get a little.
Me too.
Hey guys, it's coming. Josh Reason and Braden got theirs, so it does happen. You know what I mean? So it'll happen. It'll happen for y'all.
Send it to the poor guys first. Nice.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Braden, it seemed like when he posted the pictures of his house, it seemed like he needed. It could get really like drafty in those enormous, huge mansions. You know what I mean? So you need the sweatshirts to stay warm when your house is that big. So don't worry.
I don't know, man. I drove to his house in July to hang with him for a few hours when we were in LA, and I left LA. It was like 81, and I got to Braden's house. It was about 107. So literally on my
Yeah,
car thermometer.
oh
So I
man.
think it goes the other direction, but
Well, yeah.
so so get me my sweatshirt.
Yes, yeah,
You
no
know?
excuses. No excuses. All right, let's keep it moving. It's all good. All right, well, let's
Because
start
it's
with
fucking
Ammar.
cold in Boston. Okay.
It is cold, and it's only going to get colder. And although you don't have baseball games to go to anymore, so
But
you
you
won't
got
have
a
to worry about it
nor'easter
for that.
coming or something, I think.
Sorry,
Yeah.
man, that was uncalled for. I'm a Phillies fan. It hurts. I just have to share. Is misery loves company. You know what I mean? So, all right, with that, which is Ammar, what's up, man? You're first, dude. What do you got? You got a buy or a sell? What's happening with you?
I got a small sell, so you guys will figure this one out probably pretty easily. I recently sold Blinder, BLINDER.io.
Blinder.io. Okay, so Shane, go ahead. It is this was a sale, Ammar?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
I will say, well, his small is not so small. I'll say 8,800.
8,800. All right.
That's a good .io price.
That's it. So yeah, that's a solid price. All right, Miller.
End user? Did we have that conversation?
No, you
Now
can't.
you can't ask questions.
No.
No hints. All right.
No.
I'm gonna give Ammar a little bit more credit here than Shane, and go to 17,700.
17,700. All right.
That's a lot of Ammar credit.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a big Ammar premium. All right, go ahead, Drew.
I'm going to say 7,500.
7,500. So I'm going to go lower than all y'all, not to play like the Price is Right, because as we said, we discourage trying to game the game for the purposes of trying to win. But I think it's one of those things like, I bought a couple IO names recently, kind of have a sense of the market. I think it's a decent name. I don't think it's a great name, when you think about the uses and, we're making jokes about what it could be used for. I mean, it's all right. I mean, I think plural would probably be a bit better, but blinder.io, I mean, I'd say that's a sub $5,000 name for me. So, and maybe.
Hey, what about the Ammar premium, bro?
Well, that's why I'm giving you the Ammar premium. If it wasn't for the Ammar premium, I'd be saying $2,000. So, but I'll say 5,000, and that's where I'm at for it. But
all right.
I think
Andrew, thank you for the generous Ammar premium, but that was definitely too much of a premium. 9,900 on a buy now. So,
so that's actually Shane. So Shane with the win on that one.
Nice.
Yeah. I paid entry bid for it on our boys at NameJet about less than a year ago, I think.
NameJet and a jet.
Yeah. So
NameJet just creating that alpha.
It is.
There you go. Except they almost killed the deal by not letting me get the name out of NetSol. But finally,
don't get me going. I'll have that.
No, they jumped in. No, to be fair, they jumped in and really helped me out. So they got it done, and it just closed actually yesterday, I think.
Nice.
All right, well, I think that's a great sale. I mean, you're talking about going from effectively $100
that's
to $10,000.
226.
Less than a year.
From less than a year. And for people that say domains are dead and there isn't money to be made in domains and it's too hard and this and that and the other thing, it's like, I mean, these are the examples that let you know that, if you know, you know.
Right. This goes back to the conversation, which we've had a million times, though. Is it what, it's kind of like the time investment involved, right? Like to make 10 grand. Now, 10 grand is a lot of money, but the question is, how many of these smaller names do you have to hold versus just holding one really great name? And that's always the issue, kind of the dilemma for me.
No, I think that's a fair point. Well, and I think it's just like, you have to have a strategy, and there's so much information out there that's been shared. DomainSherpa, DN Academy, like various Twitters and blogs and in the domain space that at least gives you some indication of like, how to sort of understand what's happening in the market, how to recognize when kind of to your point, you can make money on selling any domain, the difference between the buy versus the sell and how many names and all that all go into that calculus of, if you can't afford a $30,000 name, but maybe you can afford $1,000 domain names or $110,000 domain. And, but that's where it's like, you got to know what you're doing.
Yeah, but you can make money all sorts of ways. So
all sorts of ways. That's it. Blind with your blinder.io account. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
I'm actually curious to see what they're going to use it for. So we'll find out. Maybe it's Shane's idea.
We'll see what
Blinder
they got
meets
cooking.
Grindr. It's a collab with Grindr.
See what they got cooking on blinder.io. But good stuff, man. I dig it. All right. So Shane's got a point and Ammar made some money. So let's keep it moving. Shane, what do you got?
I actually had a great month. So I sold quite a few domains, but I think I've sold a couple in some Discord. So, and some of you are probably there. So I'll go with what was I going to talk about? Oh yeah, I talked about this on Twitter, but I didn't give a price. OpenSwim, OpenSwim.com, like OpenSea but swimming.
OpenSwim.com. Yeah, this is an interesting one because OpenSea.com did that auction close at CETA? OpenSea.com.
Yeah, but I think it was like 90 or 100K if I remember. I don't think it got.
So it didn't hit reserve.
No, nowhere close. Yeah.
Seems like a weird one to try to kind of pump out there now, like the way
it's only one buyer.
Yeah. That's really like shame on Sato for handling it that way. I mean, maybe the owner pushed him to do that. Maybe, there's a lot of irrational sellers, but like, that was just like, that is just not the way to handle that sale. That was
pure
like,
marketing.
And I have a lot of it. I can't comment on that because I've been helping somebody corporately with that situation. But let's just say,
there's not very many.
Let me just say, shame on Tito is an.
He's like, I've been helping someone with something like that.
It rhymes with OpenSea, but I won't say the name.
I will say that, all I will say is, first of all, shame on Cito. I agree. And second of all, if I can't say too much, if I were,
it's all good. We don't even want to put you on the spot. We get it.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
But okay.
And, I think we all share the same sentiment. We think it was kind of bad form.
I never would have bought the domain. Let me put it that way, based on guidance I'm giving someone, because if I were, I think if you buy it, you run the risk of, you can't use it in NFTs and you run the risk of, in my opinion, having to defend all kinds of actions if someone's smart.
Maybe,
so,
but it is a generic domain name.
I understand that doesn't mean,
you know what I mean?
That doesn't mean you don't have to fight it. That's all.
No, absolutely. You got to go into it with, eyes wide open. I mean, when I bought Zoom.com, I knew there was a fight coming, but the upside of owning that name was worth the fight, right? So you got to just
it depends on the price.
But so I agree and I disagree. I think that there is good and valid cause to buy that domain name outside of just speculation of selling it to them, but obviously not at this price. At this price, it's a one buyer domain. And then why would you handle it this way? That's just silly.
Again, I'm going to go down a rabbit hole, no pun intended. I can't go down. So I'm going to stay out of this, but yeah, I agree with you.
So what are we talking about? So it's
OpenSwim.com.
OpenSwim.
Yes, OpenSwim.
Who's up first?
And Shane, this was a sale that was made, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like you put it on Twitter, but okay.
He did, but he didn't say what he sold.
I'm going to say,
but I never said what I sold.
Well, wait, it's Miller first. It's Miller first. Miller first, because we got to go. We go in.
All right, Miller time. Let's go.
I have a lot of recovery to do from my overestimation of Ammar.
Yeah, and it's me, so I don't sell.
And it's you. I'm gonna go with OpenSwim. I'm gonna go with 2650.
2650. All right. 2650.
2650. I'll buy that shit for 2650.
Man, he likes you a lot better, Ammar.
Who's up?
You can go.
No. It goes in order. It's Drew's turn.
You fell asleep.
How are we gonna know? You know what I mean? You gotta be on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
what do you mean? I told you. He then guessed, and then
he's writing it down. He had to go to the bathroom where he keeps his notes.
No, I've changed my whole. I'm in this rental now for the next year, and I've got my paper right here.
$25,000. OpenSwim.com. 24,99999.
That's a big old delta.
I know.
Right
I might
there.
have thrown one too.
So, all right, let's think this through a little bit. So you've got OpenSwim. Does it have any value related to OpenSea? Probably not, but it's kind of interesting, the timing. but obviously OpenSwim.
I think it's a comedy platform. It's like OpenSwim is like just such a funny name
the,
for like a Saturday Night Live.
Adult Swim. Adult Swim is the.
Oh, that's why. That's why I'm thinking about that.
So you got Adult Swim. OpenSwim typically is like, I mean, look, a pool company,
Open
pool
water
supplies, water sports, all that kind of stuff. But I think it's sort of like enough of a generic type of term, like just like an opening up type of thing that it, like it could be used for a lot of different stuff. Anyway, so I'm like in between you guys. You guys
it's
got
like Tinder for orgies.
Guys, we're gonna we got corporate sponsors now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna hear from the people at Media Options.
Listen,
they're gonna be like, hey,
they knew what they were getting into. They knew what they were getting into. You know what I mean? Like, we're just keeping it real.
Now that people don't realize that Drew is now taking a different role at the company. He's just he's sort of like the professor emeritus,
like the Dirk Diggler.
Provocateur. I'm the chief provocateur officer.
The board, the independent board, is going to be ringing my phone after this show. No, I'm just
board spelled BORED.
There you go, BAYC. Going ape shit.
So let's go down that rabbit hole real quick though, Drew. So Tinder for orgies, would there would be like a group on this side and a group on that side, and you swipe right if your group wants to hook up with that group?
Yo, that is.
I mean, it's OpenSwim. There's no rules.
My safe word is keep going.
Yeah, my safe word is I don't know. I was actually thinking. So
do you start in the shallow or the deep end?
All right, guys.
definitely start deep, bro.
I don't know. I didn't back when I thought about what I was going to be when I grew up, and no. All right, let's go with 10K. I'm just going to call it 10K for the reasons I said. I think it's a pretty generic kind of term. I think it sort of can be used for a bunch of different stuff. It's not super clear though. So it's a sort of a generic type of thing. And I like it right in that sort of 10K range. That's where I'm feeling it. All right, go ahead.
So
Ammar.
I was going to say 9,900, but now that you said 10, I'm going to say 10,001.
Dude, you can't do that.
I think it's right around there. Well, I think it's right around there. I mean, so I don't want to.
Right. All right. So you take the over. I'm stuck with the under, and I'm okay with that actually. So I'm fine because I was actually in the 8. I was almost going to say 8,888.
Well, go ahead and revise, and I'll go back to 9,900.
And if it's the Price is Right, don't I get everything below?
No, it's not. It's closest to the pin. It's closest to the pin.
We had viewer comments requests that we can't gamify because, which is logical actually, because if we're just gamifying it, we're like
they're not getting any value out of our guesses.
Yeah,
exactly. Which is also why I try to take a couple extra steps to kind of explain some of the thought process and also drive you guys to explain some of what you're thinking.
Well,
so
no,
you could have
really
99.
It's a 10K name.
You could have you could have 9999. I'll take.
I think it's a 15 to 25 name, and I'm going for 25, which is probably wrong because it's Shane's. So I probably should have gone for 15.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you
he
got
likes 8. To just Shane thinks like I do. Just he likes to get the money, leave a little something on the bone, and take the money.
Keep rolling.
So I'm going 88888. You're going 9999. You got 24999, and Miller's got 2650. Okay, Shane.
I'm on both. I'm wrong on all spectrums today.
Yeah.
Let's go, Shane. What is it?
Yeah, so I did sell it for 8,800. I was waiting for you guys to do it.
Oh,
could have been more, but it was a hand rag, and for $12 it's been sitting there forever. And until OpenSea came around, nobody offered anything. But once OpenSea came, they started kind of coming in. And I put it on Twitter and I put it 8,800, and 3 minutes later it sold. Like
that's crazy.
Instantly, once I tweeted it.
Well, like
I didn't even have a chance to change it.
It's one of those sort of like referred connotation type of things where it's kind of there, but it's not. And
did you put 8,800 on Twitter?
I didn't put any price. I just put that I was getting offers and somebody could have it. So I just made up a number based on what I didn't even know what I paid for it.
Did you sell it through a direct message on Twitter?
No, they bought it Buy It Now on Dan.
Oh, fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dan.com.
Dan.
All right, cool. So,
and
so Shane's got a point.
Yeah.
I've got a point, and Shane's got a good sale. That's another good one.
The site slogan is
hand reg
your
is $8, $10.
I can't believe you hand
How long have you had it?
That's crazy to me.
How long have you had it?
I don't know. It's a long time. I actually had to go back to another email. It's been a while.
Okay, so it's potentially like a 6-7 year type of
Oh,
registration.
yeah. I've been doing this now 11. I couldn't believe it. I looked back and it was like 11 years, 12 years I've been doing this. It doesn't seem like it's been that long, but when my email goes back and it says like 2009.
When it says check old server.
Yeah, I've been on the old stuff. But yeah, I closed my email so it doesn't ding. But yeah, I've got a good amount of those. And the problem is we all do this. We all just keep renewing names forever and ever when it doesn't make any sense on some of them. But then you get one like this, and then that pays for all these other renewals that you're not doing.
Yeah, but OpenSwim, I mean, that's a pretty awesome.
Yeah,
that's a great name.
Off topic, but Sotheby's Gold Ape, 819 ETH, done, closed.
Yeah.
Yep. Is that the one on Sotheby's? Is it the Sotheby's
auction? The auction just ended, 819 ETH.
Heron's on that. Heron lets you know within 13 seconds of every single.
Yeah, Heron is no joke when it comes to like he is the man. He's about it. He's in the mix. He'll be like, it was one of my wonderful friends bought it from another terrific friend. You know, like he's like so like in. He is so
amazing, man. Amazing.
So 2013, it was Namejet, $69, 2013 from Namejet.
Okay, so 8 years, Namejet name. So $200 into 8,800, and but look, I mean, it was a terrific name. So over the years, have you gotten a lot of interest? I mean, you said kind of picked up.
Until recently. I looked. I had three inquiries in all those times, and nothing that ever materialized. And then this year, though, I've gotten, the $100 offers on Dan. I got to move my stuff up. Anything that's not has a price low, I get 100, like literally 50 a day of $100. So, but that one's gotten $1,000, $1,500. So once they start coming on that, and then the meta names, like that's the other one. That's almost a whole nother show. But like anything that has a word meta in it, it's just gone crazy for offers. So. Yeah. And I hand registered a lot of that stuff. A lot of like NFTR.io, hand reg, Mintis.io, like anything minting. When Drew was into that early, I just started hand regging all that stuff. And that's when I got Handshake and sold it to him. Those kind of things.
Yeah, for sure. So, well, that's dope. So great sale, and credit to me for guessing so close to the pin.
That's right. You know me.
So that's what's up. All right. So Miller, you're up, man. What name you got?
Well, I was gonna do a buy side, a sell side, but they were both kind of, one of them veteransday.com. The price got reported by James Isles, so I can't talk about that one. That was $12,000, which was, I thought, a pretty amazing outcome. And I was going to do,
that's a great price for that name. I feel
like
I
was going to do collectively.com, but at the 11th hour, we were told no price disclosure on that. It's under NDA. Although it was both of those were way above my expectations into the six figures. So I'll have to do a purchase, which is temptation.io.
Okay, we're a lot of IOs today. By the way, I do appreciate the flex though of the giving us the names you didn't want to use.
Yeah, you're telling us the price anyway.
No, but look,
hey, they're great sales. That's what the show's about.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, no, and
that's what the show is all about.
I'm being funny. Like, I think it's cool. Like at the end of the day, guys, like we want to give the most alpha and information to our audience as possible. Like for just so people are 100% clear as they're listening to the show and messing with domains, like you guys, the amount of alpha that's in this room right now, it's like, don't ever underestimate the guests that we have on the show. I'm just happy to be here. I'm just the guy with the microphone.
The thing about this is everybody says that we're like the old school and we have access to things that other people don't, or we do all the, it's just not true. I mean, we're buying names at Namejet just like you would buy, and we're buying $69 names and $1,000 names. And we're doing it all the same way that every single person does. So you can tell on my Twitter, it pisses me off when they say the good old boys club is the reason you did X or Y. None of that's true at all. None of that's true. There's not one case where, I mean, maybe on the buy side, we've got access to names that people are looking to sell that they present to us. But in general, I haven't sold anything because I'm a special person. I might have a bigger audience to try and promote. but in general, we're working the same way as a person off the street would.
Yeah, an end user doesn't give a fuck who you are.
No.
Right.
And the reason I brought it up is, I mean, if we had played the name pricing game here and I told you Veterans Day, okay, I don't think anyone on this show would have, whether I sold it, which I did, or bought it, but I don't think anyone on this show would have come with a blind number in the six figures.
Yeah.
No, I would have been like 40K. You know, that's probably where I would have been on this, you know.
And that's rich.
And you know, it's and you know, collectively same thing. I can't talk about the price, but that, you know, much higher number. And you know, to me, I don't think anybody would have been at the level we were talking about. So my point of that was, you know, sometimes this deal's getting done, that surprise even the good old boys, right? That surprise, you know, I mean, there are deals getting done where you can, you know, don't be scared to ask for a big number is my point. Don't be scared, because, you know, my initial response on both of these were a big number and both of them got accepted.
Yeah.
Pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's awesome. So we are talking. So then let's talk about the name we are going to guess. So we're talking about
Temptation.io.
Temptation.io. Drew, you would be first.
It's on the
Purchased
buy.
by me.
Temptation.io. I'm going to say this is a buy.
I bought the name, yeah, recently.
Okay. I'm going to say $355.
Okay.
355. I think that's too low. Just having a general sense of what IO names are trading and buying for, unless you went somewhere. I don't know. Drew's got that. I just looked it up on somewhere.
Yeah, I'm that's why I'm holding my hands up. I know where to go.
No, I'm actually in the process of buying shares of an unopened first edition iPod on Rally Road right now.
All right. So you say. All right. Well, either way, then I'm going to go with my gut. I do think.
No,
that's
I am straight up.
I know. I think that's shout out to Rally Road, by the way. Let's, you know, get ready for that, everybody. But anyway, so I think that's light. I think the oneword.ios are worth a bit more, especially something that's a little bit more generic.
Blinder, right?
I mean, Blinder sold for 10 G's. But yeah, so I'm going to say that he bought that name, Temptation.io. I'm going to say $4,000. That's going to be, it's a buy, so you probably bought it for a little less. I'm going to say $3,000. I'm going to go $3,000 because you purchased it. If you had sold it, I would have said it was a bit higher, but I'm going to say you purchased it for $3,000. Ammar?
I'm gonna go with 2,500. Actually, I think that's higher. I think it's $2,000. 2,100.
That's good.
Just
I like it.
Give Shane something to think about.
Okay, so God, I know I've seen that come through. I do that. I do so many names, I can't remember where, so I can't look it up. But Temptation.io. They've really been going crazy. That's the other thing, is .ios have been pricing like in that range. So you're right on the money, both of you. What was the highest? 2,000 and 3,000? What were the two?
I said 2,100.
Yeah, and I said 3,000.
Yeah, I'll just go higher just to make Andrew feel good. I'll say 3,500.
3,500. Y'all boxing me the fuck in. And that's fine. That's okay.
That's the range.
That's all right.
So what's our score?
I know.
What's our score tally right now? One Ammar, one Shane.
No, one Shane, one me. What do you mean? You're not going to give me credit? I literally guessed on the nose.
One
on
Shane, one JT. So there's going to be what? One more guy to go, just Drew?
Well, it's got to be.
No, Drew already went.
Drew already
said
went.
like 350.
Okay. He said.
No. 355. Thank you.
He said you found it.
Yeah, he basically said.
So the answer is it was a name jet auction.
Okay.
Or drop, whatever. And it was $559.
So Drew wins.
And about a little.
We ain't got no ceiling. No ceiling.
And I couldn't believe it, honestly. I mean,
I think that's a great buy for you, dude. I like that a lot, man.
I couldn't believe it. It was. I mean, look, I've had multiple offers already for it between 2 and 3K, which is where you guys were sitting. At least 5 since 30 days or whatever it's been. So
see, that was available for everybody, even the common person that says they don't have any money. $500.
I couldn't believe I won it, honestly. I mean, not that it's like Earthship, but I mean, pretty awesome.
I have a question. Where does that end up? What registrar do the .ios up?
NetSol.
That ended up in NetSol. Yep. They created an account for me, some standalone account. Took a while. Took 30, 40 days.
Yeah.
Come over.
Yeah, I don't know where they're coming. I mean, they're all coming from somewhere. It's interesting. I haven't tried to find out.
This one was coming from an actual, I guess, person.
All right, so I think we can all agree you got a good deal on the domain, and Drew gets the point. So this is going to come down. This is going to come down to the wire a bit, and unfortunately, I'm getting kind of close to being out of the first name. I'm going to be done guessing now. That sucks.
No, you can't win.
I know. I'm
now you can't win.
Now you can't win. Now you can't
win.
win.
That's okay. You're still wearing my sweatshirt all the time.
Who is left? Just Drew?
Drew's left. Yeah, let's go. Let's get it. So.
Yeah. I got, all right. So let's see. I was going to do one.
Maybe it's one I don't know about.
But let's just see for a second.
Yeah. Still disqualified.
All right, and then I want to follow it up because I want to ask you guys about some pricing.
Yeah.
Like legit. Come on, you stupid program. All right.
$35,000 computer.
Well, I'm not on that one because.
Oh, that's right. You're on the road. Yeah, that's true.
So I'm only using a $3,500 MacBook Pro.
Yeah, that's a tablet for Mac.
Yeah, it's like this thing is like, might as well be a Ford Escort. All right. So let's go with.
No disrespect to Ford Escorts, by the way.
No.
Great car.
Thank you.
Go Ford.
I crashed one back in the day.
I need to check.
All right.
Actually, it was a Tempo. It was a Ford Tempo.
DaoX.com.
I know this one.
Oh, that DaoX?
DaoX.
Oh, yeah.
Like
that was on. Oh, you can release this. Okay. I saw it on Twitter.
Yeah, but you didn't see the price.
So I'm disqualified. So I will have to wait to get another sweatshirt. Ammar, it's up to you, man. What's up?
I like that name. But I have an affinity for X names, so I'm probably going to over.
Me too.
It. I'm going to say 100 grand.
This is a buy, not a sell.
Oh, buy. Okay. In that case, I'm going to say 25 grand.
All right.
Only because Drew will overpay for a name that he likes. That's where my thinking is coming from. I don't know that name is worth 25 grand on the wholesale, but it's definitely, it's a name that has a lot of upside. So, and I know, like I said, Drew will overpay when he likes a name.
Yep.
Jordan might buy that name.
And for clarification, when does Drew like a name?
I don't know.
when it's popular and when it's riding a wave, catching
when
a wave.
He has a buyer lined up.
When we know that's just going to sell for stupid amounts of multiples.
That's good. Well, now we know that the answer for the next test.
Yeah, I'll keep it. Hold on, let me write that down.
Which is true, though. I mean,
I only buy names that will sell for more.
Okay, got it.
Lots more.
Got it. Okay, my turn. I'll say 10 ETH.
10 ETH. All right, so
10 ETH.
$42,000.
Now 4120. 4180.
Really? Are we back up? Are we back up there?
Yeah.
Like 42, right? Well, it's close to 4,200.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at it in a hot minute, but
I only do it in ETH when it's DAO names. I only do it in ETH.
I like it. That'll be a new rule. Yeah. So 4179.
It doesn't seem like so much if you just say 10 ETH. That just comes out of the wallet and just transfer it over.
That's it. It's as easy as that. All right. So you're
Andrew?
next, Miller. What's up?
A lot of pressure. 30,990.
30,990. What's your thought process for that?
4-letter means something like the X. Probably has some thoughts that who would buy it already. And DAOs are kind of, the buzzword of the moment.
Yeah, no, DAOs are hot right now. DAOs. Taking from the Zoolander, where Hansel's so hot right now. Hansel. All right. Well, Drew, go ahead and reveal.
So 15 grand.
15K. Boom.
So almost went.
But I also grabbed every other important one. I got iDAO, which just landed in my account while we're on the show. I got TaDAO.
TaDAO.
How about Dow Down?
That's right, Gina.
Got
Dow Down when I come to your
TaDAO.
TaDAO. All right, that's what's up. All right, that'll be our DAO at some point. It's TDAO or TaDAO.
Well, my DAO is going to be a DAO.
Yeah.
Who won?
Andrew DAO. Oh, so the winner is Ammar. So Ammar's got the point. So we have currently a 3-way tie, which how do we break this?
All right. So
you want to throw another name out and see if between Ammar and Shane to see if they can see if one of them wins?
All right. How about teeny.com? TEENY.com. Teeny.com.
Buy or sell?
Buy.
It's a good name too.
Who's first?
Should also show, for as many names as we sell, for as many names as we broker, like we are active buyers. I mean, Drew loves buying himself some domains, and
I love me a domain name.
They are tasty.
But no, kind of, and I don't know why I get defensive about it, but for all you guys do is NFTs and this and that, it's like we are so active.
Yeah,
man.
you're the one getting all defensive. I don't give a shit. I like people getting confused about what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like,
fair.
Yeah, you see all the chill emails I get.
Anymore.
It's so
great.
I
don't do any domains anymore. I play with monkeys. I don't do domains anymore.
My whole labs. I sold the nursery to buy a trippy ape.
Oh, I like that. That's a good rumor. I'm going to start that one. I'm just going to start sending random rumors out about like.
I'm selling the nursery for 3 trippies, whatever that's worth.
You won the Sotheby's auction.
Exactly.
And based on the sales of the nursery.
Yep, exactly.
You sold, all the mums have been sold.
Yeah.
All right. So Teeny, and it's just you two. So it's just coming down to Ammar and Shane for the purposes of this to see who wins the contest today. And so this.
Why is Andrew out of it? He has none.
He has 0.
He
can guess, but it doesn't matter. And then for you two, it's just going to be: am I sending Shane 2 pieces of swag, or am I also putting Ammar on the list?
Just give me the printer's name. Just ship the box.
I'll send you the list.
I'll go first.
It's like a spa menu.
I feel Ammar doesn't have all the monkey shirts that I have and so much swag. So I'll. Now, not to demean the name, but do they spell it also IE sometimes, or is that not true?
That's not a thing.
Okay, I didn't.
No, they don't. But I also do own TINI.com.
TIN. Oh,
like Martini.
But I think if you were going to look at
like Martini.
Yeah, I got you.
No, it's tiny. Teeny tiny, right?
Gotcha.
Teeny tiny.
No, I'm thinking teeny. Yeah, that's where I'm thinking. TEENIE. That's right, isn't that? Is that
they're all
yes? Oh yeah. That is actually a spelling. That's how they spell it in the Itsy Bitsy Teeny Weeny Yellow Polka Dot Bikini song. Yeah, and they do spell it that. That is the alternate spelling of teeny.
Okay.
Yeah. Use it in a sentence.
But the one with the Y is the correct spelling.
No, I agree. I'm not trying to devalue it all. Okay, but
for example, Teeny Titans, like the video game. And Teeny Foods and Teeny Tiny Ants, and there are,
and your Teeny Tiny Weenie.
Dude, all I know is that name should be in your own portfolio so that when you get a knock on the door from the feds and stuff.
That was a nickname. That's why I got it. I will say, okay, so a purchase, I will say, I'm going to say 30,000. No, take it, cut 27.5.
Okay.
7.5. All right.
I don't think he paid that much for it. I'm going to say it was sub 20. So I'm going to say 20.
All right. So we've got 20 for Ammar, 27.5.
But what I really think is, I think it was closer to 10. Just so for full disclosure for the audience.
And
but
if that's what you really think, then why don't you give the number that you think?
Because
you want me to lose. So now
he wants to sweat.
He wants to win. To his credit, he didn't do 27,499, right? That's and I appreciate that. That's exactly kind of what we're talking about here.
He's doing both. He's going to win the game and give the audience some information.
Real alpha. He's going to establish what is up. So let's find out.
The number, Drew.
Wait, I thought we had a 3-way tie.
No, it's 2. Well, yeah, but I'm out because I'm disqualified.
Oh yeah, you don't count. Oh yeah, you don't count. All right, well
that hurts, man. That's because I said that ruler shit in the beginning, man. You know what I'm saying? He's hit me up on Skype. He's like, "Don't ever do that again. You embarrass me.
Well,
you embarrass me."
You know what'll really piss him off is iownruler.com. So that's really gonna hurt him.
Yo, let's go.
All right, so Ammar wins.
Oh,
but you're right. I paid 8,800, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, 8,700.
All right.
I like the name a lot. I just,
that was a buy? I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
All right. So the results of today's game are, in fact, Ammar has 2, Shane has 1, I have 1, Miller has 0, Drew has 1, and Ammar is the winner of some DomainSherpa Media Option swag. I will make sure that I put you on the list 3 weeks from now.
Maybe I'll try harder when I get my swag from 3 months ago.
You'll get it sometime in the next 3 to 6 months.
You didn't get the NFT? It's just an NFT of a sweatshirt.
You
didn't get that, yeah. And they haven't
token as utility. You get like
high.
extra shit down the road. You get the option to maybe get a Scully down the road. You know what I'm saying? Or like
he'll send it to you when gas is $17.
All right. Hey, with that, we're gonna take a quick break. Then we're gonna come back with Name Jet Gonna Jet segment 3 here on Domain Sherpa, where all roads lead to domains. We'll see y'all in a minute. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Domain Sherpa, where all roads lead to domains. We are moving on to segment 3, which is Name Jet Gonna Jet, sponsored by our friends at NameJet. So this is where we will review a list of domains that are headed up for auction at NameJet and see what the Sherpas like, what they don't like, and from an investor perspective, try to provide some insight into that. We've got a pretty cool list of domains today. So I think we'll dive right into it. We've actually got a list of about 15 names. And some of them, to be clear, there's actually 2 names on the list that go out of pre-release today. So just for those of you who don't know, or at least always a good reminder, the names on NameJet, these are all expiring domains that are in the pre-release phase. So as the pre-release phase ends, if you do not have a back order on the domain, then as the name goes to auction, you will not be able to participate. So the only way to participate in these domains and these auctions is to have a back order in by the end of the pre-release deadline. So, and for at least 2 of these names, that is tonight. So on the date of airing, as long as the show does air on October 28th, Thursday, then that is your timing. So, definitely make sure you check it out and head on over. And you can also go to DomainSherpa.com on the episode page, pull the Excel spreadsheet, and you can get some detail on the domains, the Esterbot appraisal, how many back orders as of the time that the show airs, how many days left, or how many back orders as of the date that we record, how many days left on the pre-release as of the date the show airs, as well as the source, reserve, SERP, searches, CPC, and the links to this link actually on the domain, the NameJet site itself. So definitely utilize that. We put a whole lot of work into making that list look good and put all that stuff together for y'all. So feel free to help yourself and use that to help yourself. So, all right, with that, let's see. I don't know if I have a particular order necessarily, but Miller, why don't we start with you, man? What do you think about this list of domains? Which ones stand out to you, either good or bad?
I like it. It's a good list for a Sherpa, like, compared to other. I mean, I like tax software.
I feel like I should take some personal credit in procuring this list, although
I like tax software. I like Travel America. I like Wealth Secrets.
Well, let's go one at a time. Let's talk about the names, and then let's talk about why, and then let's also talk, because I think, like we say on a lot of these shows, right? Every name on a list like this that has multiple 10 plus bidders already in the auction, these names are all worth something, but they're not, but the what you can actually buy the name for, you win on the buy, not necessarily on the sell. So it's like each one of these names has a price point that is, really makes it attractive. So you mentioned tax software that has the highest
Yeah, I mean, look,
appraisal.
It's a category name.
Yeah. So what do you think that, what are you looking, if you're buying that name, what are you looking to spend on it?
I think I'd be interested in that. Anything under 5K.
I mean, I would agree. I mean, I actually think under 25K is probably,
Well, yeah, I mean, it depends, right? If I actually had a desire to actually launch a lead gen site or do something with it, then I would comfortably pay 25 or even more. I think it's a great category. As far as a wholesale or domain investment, probably wouldn't be up at that level, but
that's fair.
It's a really good name.
What do you all think on a name like Tax Software? Just because I want to spend a second on this one because it is the sort of the highest.
Yeah, that's a really good lead gen name. I mean, that's a hot market. I mean, there's Clear Tax in India. They just raised $75 million yesterday. I think it was released. I only noticed because we own Clear.com. You've got, and what was interesting actually was Stripe was actually the lead investor in that deal. So I think tax software is a big deal. They're going to make the tax code even more complicated. Like, it was interesting. There was also an interesting article that came out recently saying that like the California AG, I think, was trying to clean up the tax code to make it easier. And then it was actually like lobbying from TurboTax that like squashed it. And they were like, no, we want that shit real complicated. So, big business, right? I mean, that's where
you're talking Quicken, you're talking about, I mean, everybody.
Full circle. What's full circle is Bob Parsons. Like that was his thing. He's the one that built TurboTax and then sold it to Intuit. And then founded GoDaddy with the money that he sold TurboTax for, right? So it all comes full circle. I
did not know that. That's interesting.
I think taxsoftware.com is a banger name. Like I don't, I'd have to look up what the exact search is and stuff. That's a name that, is going to follow my formula to a T when you're trying to value it. But I'd have to know what the search volume is and the CPCs and stuff. But I bet to the right buyer, that's a 6-figure name.
I agree with you.
Cool. Yeah, but wholesale, I'm going to disagree with you guys.
Wholesale, it's going to go for low 4 figures.
Low 4. No, I think it might go more than that. But I don't love the name. Like, I agree, it's an amazing lead gen name, right? But no company's ever going to, I don't think, ever going to brand themselves that, right? Like, and I don't know that TurboTax would want to buy it. I don't know that H&R Block would want to buy it, right?
But
who knows?
It's not about that. This is where people get lost.
Right.
Like, do you know where H&R Block gets their leads? Like, it's like autoinsurance.com. Like, do you think Geico is going to rebrand to autoinsurance.com? Hell no. But I can promise you they're going to pay a hell of a lot of money to buy the leads from autoinsurance.com.
Sure.
And, TurboTax and,
Right. That's what I'm saying. I agree. It's a great, I guess, okay. So it's a great lead gen site.
It's going to be some marketing SEO folks are going to go build a lead gen site on this, like a Quinn Street type of company. And, they're going to sell the leads to these guys for,
but are those guys is Quinn Street going to pay 6 figures for that name? That's what I'm saying. I don't know. It's not.
Quinn
it's not auto
not
insurance
because they're just kind of out of the game at this point. But
or whoever.
But,
I think the buyer.
There is a marketing company SEO that will pay high 5 figures, low 6.
Like I'd rather have
my guess.
I'd rather have taxprep.com or something like that
as a brand. But
or
so
as
here,
a lead gen,
it's an
even
interesting
tax
conversation.
Yeah,
this is an interesting conversation because I would disagree in this particular instance. 9 times out of 10, I'd rather have a great brand than the exact match. But when you're talking about an industry that's well-heeled and established, there's nobody breaking in. Nobody's going to come and compete with TurboTax and Quicken at this point. And so, the chances of selling a brandable into that space are very low. You got H&R Block. You've got a household name. Every household knows one or more softwares in this space already. And in those categories, you're not going to get a new brand into that house, right? And so
you could see them using it right on a commercial, right? I mean, tax time, HR Block, visit us at taxsoftware.com. I mean, integrating in that way as well as search.
H&R Block should just buy hrb.com, which Drew and I own together.
Yeah, we do.
Nice. Look at that. See, and then boom, it all, I didn't even script that, but I don't think we could have scripted that any better to lead into that HRB thing. All right, cool. Well, I think that's all good. Again, that one, because it's such a killer name, I thought it was worth, just, talking about for a second. And so where do you think then, if you're buying this name, because the ultimate goal is to try to flip it to, not Quinn Street specifically, but some type of marketing SEO company that's really going to get value and creating leads out of this, and if the goal is to try to sell it to them for 100 to 200,000, what are you trying to acquire it for on NameJet? Like, what are you bidding up to? Are you bidding up to 20,000? Are you out at 10,000? What's your, from an investor standpoint, right? What's your number? What's your cap?
I'd be low 4 figures, like Drew said, but I think it'll go higher.
Okay. Well,
I'd have to look at the numbers to give like an honest answer. I mean, I think, I think it's low to mid 4 figures is probably where you want to land.
All right, well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
All right, $5,000. Cool. I'm sticking with my $5,000 number.
Yeah, I mean, that seems to be right.
All right.
So, all right. So, talk about a few more. What else you got, Miller? What else you like?
I mean, real quick. I mean, I like Travel America because I actually think it's a great brand. It may be an existing one or maybe a new one, just phenomenal. I mean, phenomenal brand is Travel Returns here. I mean, for a new company, an existing company, maybe there's exact matches out there. I haven't looked, obviously.
I feel like it has to be like, I haven't looked either, but I mean, I feel like that.
I'm sure there are exact.
That's got to be an RV
there.
company. No, I mean, it has
whatever it is, it's just, it's just awesome. And then Wealth Secret. Well, you want to stick to that one, or you want me to jump to another?
No, go ahead. You can jump to another. That's fine.
Yeah. Then look, Wealth Secrets is like, I'm going to go buy it and recruit Beanie, do a deal with him, and
put it under a different
sell his Wealth Secrets for $999 special access.
Well, it'll be all ETH, man, ETH only, But yeah, so for 0.5 ETH, you can get in and get all this, get all the alpha, all the alpha that you can.
Wealth Secret is a great name if you really are in the game and you really want to get out there and sell Wealth Secrets and put your name behind that, and be one of those guys who have their secret formula. Whatever it is, it's a pretty unbelievable domain to do it under.
Yeah, I would agree. I like that one a lot too. So, all right, cool. All right. So, Ammar, what about you, bud? What do you think by way of which names here jump out to you?
So the one that really jumped out to me first was Travel America. I really just love that name. And it does sound like an established brand. I immediately thought RVs, but I just think it's a great name. But the question is also like, is that a 6-figure name ever? I don't think so. But I think it's a mid 5-figure name, no problem, to an end user. So I like that name a lot. I like Charge Club too, because I could definitely see that being a brand for EV charging as that grows. And I could see that being like a subscription service, right? You pay monthly and you can go charge anywhere you want. I don't know, just thinking out loud on that. So I like that one.
Yeah, and well, real quick,
it's funny, Mark, because there's a group of like 11 guys who own Teslas around here, and they go to this one place at the mall where there's a bunch of charging stations, and they meet like every Tuesday to charge and have coffee, and they like do a little tailgate. Someone brings bagels. They set up tables in the lot, and it's kind of crazy. I happen to know one of the guys who goes. Yeah, it's like his new little club, right? It's the Charge Club. That's what it is.
Right.
That's really wild. Yeah, that's what I thought. What I thought was cool too is, and we'll take the best Esteban appraisal with a grain of salt, but this had the lowest Esteban, and I actually thought, so if we're looking at names that represent opportunity, and then if we assume, you can't really make the assumption that that's going to have anything to do with what it's finally going to sell for, but it's a name I think that out of this list of names, I think could otherwise fly under the radar. Though now that we're talking about it, it's going to do better.
Yeah, forget about it.
But the fact is, it otherwise could fly under the radar, and that's the type of domain I think that if you're an investor without a big budget, without a lot of money to spend, those are the kind of names that you can kind of pick off and fill, kind of throw in your portfolio that could end up having. And I thought the same exact thing. I mean, I just got a Tesla. Thank you to NFTs, by the way. Although somebody just banged into it yesterday in the parking lot, so I got to get a little scratch taken care of, which is frustrating, but all good. Yeah, I mean, I think the idea of it, like some kind of to hear Miller talking about like the specific, like it's the new wave. It's no longer playing chess in the park. It's now charging up your Teslas and your EVs and sitting in the parking lot having coffee, like outside the Sopranos, the meat shop and stuff. So
right,
I love it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, who knows if somebody will actually use it for that? But like you said, now that we've talked about it, it's going to
I think the charge. There's also
go
some
for
thoughts.
more.
I think there's also payments. There's something around
Right.
That kind of thing too. I think there could be a play there, and
right.
So I think there's a couple of different things. So.
Yeah, there's a few other good names on there. I like Business Point. I like A Cut Above. But let's talk real quick about humanhead.com.
Yes.
What the hell is that?
Yes, thank you. I added that to the list on purpose because I was like, I have to include this name. Because
what was that name?
Humanhead.com. Because a couple of things about this name, which is why it stood out and I had to throw it on the list. First of all, it goes out of pre-release tonight, right now, not tonight, like the night we're recording, but the day the show airs, it goes. So if you want to get your bid in, you got to go do it right now on humanhead.com. And I don't know if it's because Halloween's coming up but I'm just like, first of all, it has an appraisal of like over $3,000. And I'm just like, what?
What do you do with that?
That's that's what I wanted to put to the group. I don't know. Right. Humanhead.com. I have no idea. You know what I'm saying?
Save your money and buy some NorwegianMeats.com from me.
There you go. Yeah. I think that would probably qualify as a name that, the appraisal is over its head.
Yeah.
And, boom, boom. Here all week. Tip your bartenders. It's a weird one, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Humanhead.com?
Brain games. Online brain games, probably.
Ooh, not bad. See, Shane. This is why Shane is a builder, man. He's out there doing shit because he just knows, man.
He's going to build this just to prove us wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's memorable. You definitely could remember to go to Human Head to do like brain things.
Trivia and things. Yeah, my kids are all into that kind of stuff,
Yeah, so. You'd remember it, and it's a fun name.
Shane, so since this is over to you, what about you list wise? What do you think?
So the easiest one to sell, I don't know what the price is, A Cut Above, because there's 5 million mowing companies and 5 million haircut places.
Yep.
And they're both love those kind of names. Yep. And I have 2 customers with A Cut Above, and in the computer I have to put A Cut Above A or 1 and A Cut Above 2 because they have the exact same name.
So I like that.
They come really in, cool. I don't want to charge to the wrong account.
Yeah.
That's
or do you?
Yeah, and I do mess it up.
Does one of them pay?
What are you talking about there, though? Like a $500 for a $10,000, a $500 for a $5,000 sale. Yeah,
you could put that up for $3,000 or $4,000 and have it sold in a couple of weeks.
That's too low.
Yeah, I was going to say you don't think it's going to sell for. I think it's going to sell for $3-4 grand on name.
I think now it would.
I would price that name at $25,000.
And I'm a big fan of the colloquial. I always say that word.
And I'd sell it for anything over 15.
I would agree. And
I think it depends what it goes for. I love those kind of. I love the lawn mowing names. I mean, just the name. Some letter lawn care is easy money. It just when they're shopping for that. But they're not huge companies generally, so they don't have a lot of money. So it's gonna if it's a Cut Above, it's gonna be like a chain of haircut places that can afford the bigger ones, because there's not going to be some guy with a trailer and 7 mowers. The other ones that
7 mowers is a decent amount of mowers.
No, they're still making good money. Don't get me wrong. I think the CVCV, the WOHA is going to be. It's really
got you all in check.
Yeah, between it'll go for 10 grand. It'll go for 8, 10, 12, even on NameJet.
And that's another one. So WOHA, WOHA.com, WOHA.com. That's got the most back orders, and that's one of the 2 names that go at a pre-release tonight. So if you're interested in that, that's CVCV. go, get your.
Wow, I must be really out of it. So these names are going for 10 grand on NameJet?
It'll go for go for 8. Yeah, all the CVCs are really, the wholesale and the retail are pretty close.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And they haven't changed a tremendous amount over the last 5 or 6 years. They've always been higher priced. I never had great luck selling them to anybody other than wholesale. Wholesale, they move quickly. A good CVCV is easy to sell as a 3-letter.com. Obviously, different price range.
Yeah, that's an interesting point.
The other one, I know you put Hanging Basket up there for me. I mean, I sell $100,000 worth of hanging baskets, and that's an annual plant. But I don't know that anybody's going to brand that. Or an exact match. But I know what it is.
The Hanging Basket is on the list right above Human Head. And maybe they can be combined somehow in a package. But
hang a head from a basket.
Yeah,
hanging human basket head. But I mean, I think that one's interesting to me too. And I was actually going to ask you. I did include it. Anytime I include any of the floral, plant stuff, it's always like just like if it's a legal name, if Braden's going to be on the show. I was going to say at $8,000 appraisal. I mean, it's based probably somewhat on search volume or something, but
I mean, and people, like I said, people spend millions and millions of dollars on hanging baskets and they die every year. That's why I always joke. I mean, why would I sell marijuana if somebody pays $5 for a petunia and then it dies and they just come back and buy hundreds more? So it's a good market, but it'd be a tough one to do. Travel America doesn't have a trademark, so it's fair game as far as I'm concerned.
Wow, that's crazy.
I mean, I feel like that could be. I feel like isn't that like the roadside, like the
I know that brand. Every single person on this call.
I'm pretty sure it's a gas station, like a big Love, like Love's truck stop.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure, Travel America, but they don't have a trademark. There's some ones that aren't there. I'm not searching very well.
They have Travel Centers of America, which is tapetro.com. TA-petro, but they are the Travel Centers of America. And when I Googled Travel
America RVs,
and when it said Travel America near me, it pulled up the TAs, the travel centers, it pulled up the Flying J's, it pulled up. So it's almost like it's assumed that it's like a thing, but maybe no one actually uses
there's Travel America RVs and there's Cruise America, which you've probably seen around on the RVs too. So
Cruise
it's a total RV type name.
But Petro, I think might be Travel America Petro, maybe. I don't mean. No, they call themselves TA, but their actual name is Travel Centers of America. So it's but TA is their actual logo. So it makes it seem as if it's Travel America, but it's actually Travel Centers of America.
Well, we know a buyer right there.
I mean, this is and they're big, So that's their logo and their whole
beef
thing.
Jerky.
That's really fun. I love some beef jerky.
And I love, I like the love. It's like chewing on a belt. It can take you all the way from Illinois to North Carolina in one piece.
Dude, well, so the new joints that have come up around us down here in Florida are Buc-ee's. They got Buc-ee's around anybody else, which are they're the equivalent of a rest stop combined with a Walmart or a Target. Like it is enormous. And they've got multiple restaurants and they've got it's like you would take any rest area that you can think of and you put the shit on steroids or like mutant. It's like
truck stops. Like truck stops.
But it's crazy. They got everything.
A Coke and a kite.
Yes, but I'm serious. You could walk out with literally a new wardrobe and it's huge and they're so crowded. It's crazy. And they do food and people like some of the
new business model.
Yeah, it's just wild, Anyway, so I think the Travel America one is interesting. I do think it's a fantastic name, which is also why I included it. All right, so
and Super Security is a great name. I mean, it's any security name you're going to want to be in. I think Fresh Clothes, so fresh and so clean is
fresh and so clean. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
I think they're all really business point. There isn't a name. I would even take Human Head. There isn't a name on here that I wouldn't like to own.
Yeah, well, and that's kind of what I said. I think we talk about it a lot on the shows. It's that every name is, so when we talk about what are names you don't like, it's really what are the prices you don't like, right? What are the prices you like for these particular names? Because, and that's why I'm trying to drive some of the questioning. And, as we've talked about tax software, which I think would be, probably the most sort of popular name on here, just based on if there wasn't any pricing. But at some point, it doesn't make sense, right? Or at some point it's exciting, at some point it's not. So with that, Drew, I think you're the only one we didn't talk to, and then I think we've only got a couple more minutes before we call the show. So what?
I mean, we hit it all pretty hard. I mean, I don't have a lot left to say. I think my Travel America was my favorite name. Tax software is right there with it. Wealth Secrets is definitely a banger. I mean, if there's one thing that's for sure on the internet, everybody's trying to figure out how to get rich.
Get thin, get laid, get rich. That's all you
exactly.
Get thin,
exactly.
Get laid,
get rich. That's it. That's 100%
nothing else.
Right.
What do I do with the rest of the afternoon, though?
I know exactly. It's like, what if I'm already there?
What if?
I mean, it's 1:00 my time.
Yeah,
but
weight loss, sex, and wealth.
So so Spanish translator. Nobody mentioned that one.
Google's got that wrapped up.
I think that's the worst.
Yeah, I mean that's also
list.
a banger. I mean,
no, that's the worst name on the list, in my opinion.
Creative Waves is maybe the worst name of the list.
Yeah, Creative Waves. I think
but it's still a good name. It's like creative energy. You know what I mean? It's
well, and that's the thing. If you've got an ad agency, if you've got a design shop, I mean, and dealing with some of the stuff we're dealing with NFTs, we've been working with illustrators and some folks like that, and it's like Creative Waves could be, a shop for that kind of stuff. I mean, I think that's another one that at $159 appraisal, again, the appraisals don't really matter, but at least gives us a data point to talk about. I think if you can get that one cheap, I'll gladly throw that in my portfolio.
Agreed, but Spanish translator is valued at is appraised at 30,000, which is agreed.
And that's one that I'd say is not worth the appraisal, right? You'd say, nope. You'd say I'd buy that for $2,000, but I would not pay 10. So, and then the last one I think is the only one we didn't mention, which is recycleabicycle.org. Recycleabicycle.org.
That's the worst name of the list.
Appraised at $5,000 too. At 5,000, it's not,
I'd rather have that than I don't know.
You were about to say you'd rather have that than Spanish translator, and that was you knew not to say it.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's
you knew.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, Recycle a Bicycle. Look, here's the difference: is one of those names is if it was recycleabicycle.com, I'd rather have that than Spanish translator. And you guys may think I'm crazy, but the reason I would say that, I'll tell you my thought process. One of those is gaining popularity, and I would think is on the way up, right? I think bicycles are gaining, and I think human translation at least, is declining. Everything is moving to AI and automated translation.
Well, what if it's an app that automatically translates?
But you're limiting yourself then to just Spanish, right? So what I'm saying, like translator.com, I get, right? Or or something more generic than just Spanish, right?
Translate.com, I think that's Anthos, maybe, right?
It was, yeah. But or just like translations or all, I don't know, translate me, anything else, but Spanish translation is limiting.
Those are great points. Those are great
and
points.
recycling is on the way up, right? And
if this was part of my interruption, I'd be hitting the button to give you more points as you're talking.
Yeah.
Like ding, ding, ding. Like I'm feeling everything you're saying. And I'm with it. Oh, and actually there's one more name, theinstructors.com, which I also really like, because I think in this era of education and, being able to kind of get taught online and virtually and all that kind of stuff, instructors, I think is a pretty cool, we talk about certain instances where the use of the word works. And I think this is one of those that would actually be pretty cool. So, and especially if you can get it cheap. So, all right, cool. Well, I think we've covered the list, and it's a good one. So let's make sure everybody, if you're interested, go grab the list off the site, get on a NameJet, get your back orders in, make it happen. And shout out to NameJet for participating and being part of the show. All right, with that, we would move to segment 4, which is the closing, but I think we've covered a lot of ground, which I said it. By the time we get to segment 4, we're maxed out. We maxed out today, but anybody have anything? We'll start with Ammar. We'll do a quick cycle around the room. Anybody got anything that they want to promote that we haven't talked about? One thing I will say, So for our show schedule, you know, we haven't done a Sherpa review. You know, we had a couple weeks where we didn't, but we just dropped one 2 days ago. We're dropping this one now. We also had a Down the Rabbit Hole that we will have dropped probably either like the day before this goes out or the day after, and then another rabbit hole next week, and then another rabbit hole shortly after that with the daily fantasy. So we are blessing y'all with content. It's coming. So I'll just stay up on what, you know, on our Twitter, on the Domain Sherpa site, or just in the feed coming off of the Apple Podcasts or, you know, any of the Google Podcasts, anywhere that you can access what we do, as well as us putting both older shows, and we'll start putting newer shows on YouTube. So if that's your method of how you want to absorb all this alpha, all this great content, then do that. But we've started putting the old shows up on YouTube, and there's a lot of really, really cool, fun stuff to watch there. Although you will not find any shows where Ammar had hair. That is, so don't even bother going through it. And in fact, on this call,
if you go back far enough, you will actually find a show where I had hair.
See? That's it. That's the real alpha right there. All right, cool. So Ammar, you got anything, man? Anything else to add?
No, I'm just going to say that I think on the last show, or maybe the show before that, you promised me you were going to give me some education on so that I can ape in. And now I feel like I've already missed the boat.
No,
but it's never too late. So
it's never too late, man. That's so just like domains. Domains seem like they're dead, and then you went and you
listen, Ammar.
I
just bought one yesterday, 2 days ago or 3 days ago for you know.
Actually, now is the time. You know, like
it's never too late.
I'll holler at you. Like the market is, you know, kind of got a little. I mean, it's starting to pick up again, but now is a buying opportunity, in my opinion. I mean, ETH is up.
Yeah, but ETH is way up.
I know ETH is up, but still, the price, the floor price of the apes is as low as I think you're going to see it for a while. That's my opinion. There's this meme in the NFT space, which is the Kanye West is doing like this. And it's like, you know, you tell people like, do your own research after everything you tell them, just in case it ruins their life. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
and Ammar, if you buy into my philosophy, especially since I only own one, like an idiot, which is why you never own one of anything. We come back. But my philosophy is you can buy a floor. I believe the dividends that will be paid out, like they already have over the next 10 years, I wouldn't reach. I'm not trading my ape anyway, in my opinion, for a long time. I view this as like owning really early killer stock that's going to blue chip emerge out of the space, no matter what kind of washout we have, which we will have, a wipeout of many of the projects. And, you know, I already got a dividend that I sold for more than my cost of my ape, right, with my mutant. And so from my standpoint, if I'm never going to sell it, I don't really care if I own a floor ape or a $8.8 million gold trippy, right? The same, the dividends are the same no matter what ape you own across the rarity spectrum. So if you're looking to buy and sell and trade like Andy and James do a lot of, but if you're looking to buy it and just hope that you're going to get shares of an IPO,
yeah, you know what? I almost feel bad. There was a couple like sitting at like the 30 range, like, you know what I mean? There's opportunity, man. Well, let's talk. Well, if you really, you know, because I know we talk about this and then we don't talk, because when we do connect, it's about all these other things we got going on. But if you really want to make this happen, man, let's make it happen. Though you can't be. This isn't just the tip, son, on blinder.io. You know what I mean? This is like, you know what I'm saying? We got to do it. You got to ape in, bro. You got to ape in. So.
Solo la puntita.
Yo, oh man, this show is.
Use your Spanish translator on that one.
There you go. See, boom. That's what's up. Oh, it's all come together. This is a great show. All right, so with that, all right, so Shane, what's up, man? Let's go. We'll go through real quick.
DSAD. That's how I fail to pay the side bills. Yeah, every day I'm still. Although Josh is he writes with us, and he had 3 48-hour in a row shifts.
Ambulance
and missed he's a paramedic and missed the first post in almost 6 years. We hadn't missed a post in 6 years. We've only missed
hey, look, if saving people's lives, you know, I guess if you're gonna have an excuse, it might as well be that. You
come
know,
on, he ruined the streak for a life. Come on, no.
Yeah, it's like,
no, but it is pretty amazing. After 11 years, we've missed 5 posts. So if
DSAD.com, everybody, bhouse.com. Shane's got a lot of shit going on, a lot of
Christmas
good stuff.
Is coming up, man. You're not gonna be able to get anything else. Honey is gonna be your last resort.
Yeah, supply chains are disrupted, but the honey will be available. Let's go.
I got my back screen, but I have honey everywhere. I've been pouring honey every night. Like I don't have much time, so I try and pour 50 bottles a night because I got to pour 1,000 bottles before Christmas.
So, that's fun though, man. It sounds pretty cool.
It's relaxing. It's So beehouse.com, dsad.com. Trying to get some Twitter action going since I lost my accounts. I kind of have to rebuild that, but I'm rebuilding a better Shane culture.
I like it. That's good.
Yeah.
All right,
Shane is building back better.
Building back better. Building back
more
better.
Engagement, Shane. No doubt about it.
Just no stupid wealth tax, man. You know.
Yeah, and keep the emails. I get so many emails from people saying we're shilling NFTs. You don't have to buy anything. I've been talking for 11 years about what I do every day. There's not one mention of you should do anything that I do. All I do is talk about myself. That's
well, hey, look, I think it goes without saying, none of this is financial advice. Do your own research, and you know. But
I don't benefit if you buy a sleep program, or a sleep thing.
Yeah, sleep is it's overrated. Cousin of death. All right, Miller, quick. We only have like 2 minutes left. What's up?
Yep, I'm good, man. I'm having fun looking at apes and get some. I'll have a hard time replicating my first quarter, so I may be the reversal of all you guys. My fourth quarter it'll be pretty amazing if I could replicate my Q1. But
well, yeah, our Q1 was insane as well. So
knock on wood, right? But I got some awesome. Look, I got the best arsenal of domains I've ever worked with by a million miles right now. I mean, like one after another, like legal, icon, first, the NFT art, which I'm in some really interesting discussions around.
Right.
And cool. I'm interested in potentially buying it if I don't sell it. But so all good, man. And my Thrasio just raised $1 billion yesterday at
they are
massive valuation.
They're crazy. That's like, that business is wild, man. And so you act as an advisor to them. Is that your like
advisor, day one investor, significant shareholder, getting secondary market offer shares at crazy numbers from secondary market buyers, and nuts.
It's a tough life being Andrew Miller, man. Ace Andrew Miller, making it happen right now.
Lucked into that one, man.
Yeah. No, hey, man. Luck is, I say it's what happens when preparation meets opportunity, man. That's all. That's what it comes down to. It's like, it's crazy how these hardworking, smart people are always so lucky. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but anyway, good stuff, man. And looking forward to that daily fantasy show. That's going to be a good one. So
that's going to be a blast, man. We'll be able to.
I got a lot of really good feedback from hosting that session with you and Roman at NamesCon, and that's.
We're going to have Roman. We're going to have some real characters, and we're going to be able to get media options and rabbit hole a lot of awareness in the DFS space on Twitter.
Let's do it.
I got a whole nother world there, right?
I love it, man. Absolutely. So and it's
interesting to me. DFS Twitter. Probably, if not bigger than, dwarfed by NFT Twitter.
Yeah. So, well, and NFT Twitter, I'll tell you, I used to follow like some political stuff here and there and kind of keep up on all that. Ever since we got super heavy with NFTs, I switched up my whole feed, and much better. I don't even know what's going on in the world, and I don't care. If it's not JPEGs, if it's not domains and JPEGs, I don't know, and I don't care. I'm so much better off for it. All right, Drew, what's good, man?
What's good? I mean, it's all good, man. It's all good. I got a little cold. Outside of that, the whole world's good. I mean, we're selling a lot of domains.
COVID.
We've got, we're crushing it. We got a lot going on. It's all good.
We are crushing it. A lot of great things. We got the Dan integration that we announced. We're obviously doing some really cool stuff here at DomainSherpa. All the stuff we got going on with NFTs, with the Rally Road stuff. I mean,
and that doesn't even hold a candle to just the domain sales that we're making. It's just,
I know we really are. It's really a lot of fun, and all is good. So yeah, just to echo that, and appreciate all you guys taking the time to be here. Great group. This was a lot of fun. And as I say in every show, to the audience, thank you guys for tuning in and checking us out. Without you, there is no us. And be sure to check us out. You know where to find us on Twitter. Post comments on the DomainSherpa page. You want to give us any feedback, good, bad, ugly. We're also here to help, and we're approachable and easy to find. So definitely, hit us up. And otherwise, we will see y'all next time here on DomainSherpa, where all roads lead to domains. In the meantime, everybody be easy, and we'll see you soon. Peace out.